Okay, I don't know what's up with my microphone. Every time I'm recording a video after maybe like a minute or two, it gets really fuzzy. And sometimes it goes back, sometimes it doesn't. So I literally just like attached my lav microphone to my actual microphone until I can fix it because it's just so shitty and I don't know what's up with it. So if any of you are like an audio engineer or something, please let me know what I can do. The next thing I want to talk about is the Ludwig VALORANT Tarik tournament. The Ludwig Tarik VALORANT tournament. I didn't know too much about this going in. I didn't even know it was this weekend until recently. But it's shaping up to be one of the most influential Valorant tournaments in recent history. Now, I say influential because I think it's going to change how we see third-party Valorant tournaments. And I think we're going to start seeing a lot of more influencer influence on the Valorant scene. There are 4 teams that were invited to the Invitational: Sentienls, T1, The Guard, TSM. Sentienls is huge, and especially it's a really big influencer presence, having players like Zekken and Tens, as well as their kind of atmosphere of being that sort of influencer org is going to be really big. T1, The Guard, and TSM are all kind of more interesting rosters and are a fan favorite to some extent. It's going to be great to see T1 play as a sort of South Korean roster. The first time that they're playing, I think, since their new roster. And also playing against the North American roster is going to be really interesting to see. As well as The Guard is going to be their first kind of see of their new team with Tex adding on for Saya Player. It's also going to be a little bit of a rivalry between, like, you know, T1 having Saya Player and The Guard having, like, just lost Saya Player. It's going to be super interesting to see, as well as TSM trying to get the redemption back. They have some really good players. You know, I love TSM. TSM has Nature, they got GMD, other really good players. So these 4 teams, I think, are a really good selection. Sure, it wasn't like the top teams, like if you had, like, I don't know, Cloud9 or NRG or anything. But I think these 4 teams, for them playing, is going to be a sight to see. It's going to be a fun weekend. But I think the additional thing is that show match. That show match is going to be a huge game changer because I think we need to have more Valorant show matches, not just between like casuals or not just between pro players, but I think in general, they have a good structure for this time. They have a few pros, a few casuals on each team. I'll put up the rosters here because I can't remember what they are, but I think this is a good and interesting blend of an event. These influencer invitationals or show matches are a great way to see teams compete outside of the normal circuit. And although they may not be playing specifically like, you know, to win or necessarily to win, they're like to win the prize. Some teams definitely will be. They'll be playing different, and it'll be a good way to kind of have that Valorant outreach. We get to see some non-traditional matchups that get people excited for tournaments like this. For example, again, T1 from Korea playing against these North American teams is going to be huge. It'll probably be one of the highest viewed Valorant tournaments of all time, believe it or not, because it'll have a mix of both casual fans and competitive fans. It has that appeal for both. I think it's a good blend of the casual show match with the more competitive invitational teams playing. And I think that will also not only draw more attention to both the influencer, but also the game. And I think we're going to see more casual fans of Valorant as a result of this. And the Ludwig Tarik Invitational, I think, is just the start. I could see OTV hosting a Valorant tournament or invitational or show match of sorts. I could see OTK doing this. I could see people like Moist doing it. I could see myself doing it. I could see other influencers having these sort of show matches or some sort of thing outside of the normal traditional tournament. Other things we could see are things like charity matches, show matches, whether it's 2 individual teams that are like potentially rivaling or 2 teams that are, you know, just made up of various pros. We also see something like the World Cup. I would love to see a Valorant World Cup. There's plenty of videos about this. I'll recommend you to Commend's World Cup video. World Cups are such a interesting thing, and I really hope in some way or another Valorant has it. If not, I might have to step in and do it myself. But overall, I'm super excited for the tournament this weekend. I hope you'll be watching. I'll hopefully make a recap video at the end of it to kind of talk about what we saw, what we can pull from it. You know, it's a fun thing to talk about. And overall, I'm excited for this weekend. I don't know if I can stream it. I don't even know if I'll be here, but I'm definitely watching. And yeah, I know you will be too. Join my Discord if you want to come and do some watch parties and whatnot. All right, I'll see you later. Bye-bye. They really do a lot to draw attention for the influencer, draw attention for the game, both from casual and competitive fans. And I know Disguise is just the first. I believe that Mr.